Just then, the captain and his crew showed up, ready to crush the Beard Brigade party. Amidst the chaos, Lisa tried to save the boy, but an old lady, seemingly in a wrestling match, tossed the boy into the water, creating a dramatic moment. Lisa was stunned until Daniel arrived to bring her back, and the captain retreated upon seeing enemies as incompetent as bad teammates. They ducked into the dining room, where the captain pulled Lisa aside, pointing at the passenger list like it was a game of Who's Who. Lisa was utterly confused, but before she could process it, there was a loud noise behind her that nearly scared her soul out of her body. The noise grabbed everyone's attention, her heart racing to the rhythm as strange lights flickered from inside the cabinet. To everyone's shock, the boy, who should have been thoughtfully considering the ocean, crawled out of the cabinet and leaped into Lisa's arms, almost demanding a hug. The captain ordered the boy stuffed back into the cabinet in an emergency manner, but no one noticed its resemblance to their first encounter on the Prometheus. Watching the cabinet door being pounded, Lisa boldly ignored the warnings and prepared to let the boy out, while everyone else seemed frozen in disbelief. In this extremely bizarre scene, Lisa gradually approached and fished a bullet out of the air. At that very moment, the cabinet emitted another sound, which resembled a phone notification. The boy casually walked out, ignoring Lisa's questions. Then he took her hand as if they were on a stroll, heading out of the dining room. The moment they stepped out, the restaurant space pressed play and snapped back to normal. Everyone stood there, dumbfounded by the urban cabinet and the two. Suddenly, an ear-piercing alarm echoed through the ship, and passengers flung open their doors, as if racing to see who could get out fastest. Just as everyone grasped what happened, the alarm stopped abruptly, followed by low howls heading everyone to the deck. No matter how much the awake people protested, it was as if these folks had been enchanted, mindlessly marching in one direction. Subtitles. Soon, they all gathered together on the deck and even leaped over the railing, just like a family participating in extreme sports. They jumped straight into the ocean, and this gruesome scene was playing out at various spots on the ship like a chain reaction. Seeing this bizarre sight, the sober folks were utterly shocked, yet at that moment the first mate sauntered over to the mysterious manor and sent out a cryptic message. The captain and the Beard confronted again, panic set in upon learning of mass ocean check-ins. They quickly initiated a rescue the clueless plan to stop the still stumbling forward, but it all felt like a futile comedy show, while the boy quietly led them to the secret check. The subtitles show the boy placed a triangular object in his hand down as if he were carrying out a ritual, then picked up a pen to scribble on the paper, and subsequently pulled Lisa over, as though they were engaged in a two-player game. He moved the bed aside as if treasure hunting, crawled into the passage, and released the green beetle at the bottom like in an experiment. The boy vanished before Lisa. She hurriedly climbed down, found a secret passage in the wall, and entered without hesitation. When she reached the end, she found herself in another scene, with the square passageway looking like a time-travel vortex. A building not far away caught Lisa's eye, while Daniel had also located Lisa's room, as if uncovering secrets of the missing. She discovered the passage was opened, and the excitement made her dive in like a child, while Daniel was occupied fiddling with some equipment. After a bit of a fuss, the passage was reactivated, and Daniel returned to the space where Lisa had just been, only to find her gone. Apart from that boy, who was quietly standing in front of a grave, the surrounding atmosphere resembled that of a mysterious funeral. 4 people are losing consciousness, with only a few staying awake and reflecting. They teamed up together, almost like participants in a tug-of-war, binding themselves tightly. The crew reported the bizarre happenings in the ship via telegram, but the reply was still ship sinking. At that moment, the first mate returned to the telegraph room, ignoring the panicked crew, and pulled out a really cool device. A few casual tweaks later, and the crew were out cold. Meanwhile, Lisa successfully entered the mysterious building and opened the door. The room she entered was empty, with only a chair on the table. Puzzled, her father suddenly appeared behind her with a syringe. Moments later, 2 hefty guards pinned Lisa to the chair and injected her with the syringe, as if they were filming a sci-fi flick. When she woke again, she was in her room, as if time-traveling. Seeing wrist marks, she knew it was real. She rushed out, colliding with the captain who was searching for her, his face tense as he asked why she disappeared. All she could say was that it was the boys' triangle doing the dirty work. The captain led her to his room, and at that moment, Lisa spilled the beans, revealing her dad was the big boss of the shipping company, and she had dedicated her life to studying human behavior. She suspected that her father had tampered with things on the ship, explaining that 4 months ago she received a letter from her brother, mentioning she had discovered their dad's secret. Line micro a mat art plus or minus heck letter 3ca a tilde divided by a 3 o mat until the letter gbd plus or minus band r circumflex 10 vector flix quarter a 3 o mat a mat your cute e grove letter 7d o mat letter 3c o mat o stroke there o cute a mat cyrillic letter 4v3 illa times cyrillic letter 4v3 copyright. She quickly grabbed a cup to trap the beetle, then stuffed it into a metal tin like she was conducting a makeshift biology experiment. The beetle didn't disappoint her. The passage appeared swiftly. Lisa climbed in without delay, the captain close behind, as if on a mysterious quest. The captain was stunned by the scene before him. It turned out to be his home, and they quickly returned to the Cerberus, where the captain pulled out their passenger list again. Turns out, her name was right there on the list. Meanwhile, Daniel had returned to the measuring device, attracting the attention of a near. Not pleased, the worker quickly launched an attack, but Daniel hit the mysterious device button just in time to save herself. The worker fainted instantly, and Daniel swiftly connected the device's data line, feeling like a wiring wizard. She completed the operation in no time, stopping the device, and the low hum on the Cerberus vanished. The sober folks realized they were saved. Those who had lost consciousness regained their awareness, and all the survivors gathered on deck. The ship that once held over 1,000 passengers now had just a handful left. The first mate stepped onto the deck, handing over the distress telegram from the company, as if he were managing a major incident. At this time, Lisa's father, in an unknown room, got a desperate SOS from the Cerberus and ordered his men to bring the boy back. Don't forget to subscribe.